R. Eric Jenkins, 5'11". Was coming home from work today on the bus. There's this guy that pulls out his phone and decides to play music off it, basically blast it out. I had had one of those crappy ass days at work. The weather outside was drizzly and cold, and he's sitting like 2 seats in front of me. Usually, I'm way more tolerable with people when I travel, but this was really starting to make my blood rise. So I figured he would turn it off after the first song, so I just sit there and wait it out. He didn't. He played a second song, and then a third, and then I stood up and kindly asked him if he would either shut off or lower his music. He looked at me and said, "Faggot." Can you believe that? Now, look, I've worked for many, many years on my temper and handling difficult situations like this in a diplomatic manner. But I could feel the heart pounding in my chest, which is usually the first sign that I'm about to lose it. So, I took a deep breath and I said, "Listen, sir, I understand where you're coming from. I'm not trying to get in your way or be rude, truly. I'm not looking for any trouble either, honestly. But if you could be a little more kind and considerate about the way you play your music, I would greatly appreciate if you could do so. Please." He turned back, laughed, and said, "Faggot!" Now, if this were 10 years ago, I'm ashamed to say that I think he would have had a dent in his head from my knuckle. But on this day, in this moment, I realized a different kind of inner power I had. I smiled back, and I simply said, "Sir, do as you wish. I'm sorry if I've offended you." And then I sat down. Well, the music continued, and I'd say about 5 stops later, when it was time for me to get off, he followed me off the bus. Now, maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe it wasn't. I get off the bus and I'm walking towards my home. He's about 10 feet behind me, and I hear him say, "What you gonna do now, punk bitch?" And I just ignored him. I just kept going as though I didn't hear him. And then I hear him shout, "Yo, faggot bitch! What you gonna do now, bitch?" And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but that was all I could take at that point. I could feel the old Michael coming back inside me. I could feel myself become who I used to be. I turned around, I looked him in the eye, and I said, "I'm so happy you got off the bus, my friend." And he said, "Oh yeah, why's that?" And I said, "Because now we get to play." And he said, "Play? You crazy, yo? Play what?" And I said, "Play yo music, yo. Play it. I want to hear it. We can listen together." And he said, "What?" And I said, "Play it. Play it. Play it." And he got all red in the face and he started backpedaling. But I continued. I said, "You want this? Come take it. Come on. Take it. Take it. Take it. And play it!" And he took off running. Thank God. Yeah, thank God, because it was just about all I had left in me before I took the next step. And, I think I let it all come out through my voice first, as a last-ditched effort, because what would have happened next would have been really bad for both of us.